Okay, let's get into the 30, 60, 90, a special right triangle. Again, it's special because there's that consistent formulas in ratios with the sides and the hypotenuse, the legs and the hypotenuse. So on a 30, 60, you can see we've got a smaller angle and a larger one and a right angle. This will again be the hypotenuse, but we need to distinguish between a shorter leg and a longer leg. So the shorter leg is always opposite the 30 degrees. So here's 30 degrees. Opposite of that is going to be the short leg. Opposite the 60 degrees is going to be the long leg. Okay, so here's the relationships between these. So the short leg, or the shorter leg, is always going to be indicated by x, or that value. A longer leg is going to be that short leg times the square root of 3. And hypotenuse is always going to be twice the shorter leg, or 2 times that short leg. Okay, so there's the relationship between the shorter leg, the longer leg, and hypotenuse. You can see if you have the shorter leg, then it's real easy to find the other two. Couple of little formulas that have helped me. Some people can just look at this and just figure out the values. Others need little formulas. So I'm going to give those to you real quick. So the longer leg is going to equal the short leg times the square root of 3. So that equation, just right here, kind of written out what's what. And the hypotenuse is going to equal the short times 2. Okay, so knowing those, let's go to number 4 here. So first of all, identify which part do you have. So we've got this triangle here. Y is the hypotenuse. The 5 is the number we have as one of our 3 sides. And you have to decide, is that the short leg or long leg? Well, that is going to be the short. I'm just going to put SL for short leg. Okay, that could be like your X, but you got to be careful because that's X over here. So the short leg, I'm going to refer to over here. To get X, to get the long leg, I'm going to take the short leg, 5, times the square root of 3. Done. To get the hypotenuse, which is the Y, to get the hypotenuse, I'm going to take the short leg, 5, times 2, which is 10. Number 5, I'm given the short leg. X is going to be the hypotenuse. Y is going to be the LL, or long leg. So I'm given the short leg is 14. X is the hypotenuse. So shorter is 14. Hypotenuse is 2 times 14. So that's going to be 28. Y is the long leg. Long leg equals short leg times the square root of 3. That's what this one is right here. The long leg I'm trying to find, that's Y. The short leg is 14, square root of 3. Here I'm given the hypotenuse is 32. So you can look up here, the hypotenuse is twice X. So this 32 equals 2 times the short leg. So the short leg is going to be 16. I probably am not going to refer to this very much more just because these x's, I think, confuse with these x's down here. So I'm just going to refer to these little short equations over here. So the short leg, this is the short leg, that's 16. The long leg is short, square root of 3. Let's identify our pieces here. So this is the hypotenuse, X is the long leg, and Y is the short leg. So I know if I'm given the hypotenuse, I need to do this little equation here first. So hypotenuse, 46, equals the short leg, which is indicated by the Y, times 2. So Y is going to equal 23. The long leg equals short leg, square root of 3. So the long leg here is x. The short leg we found to be 23, square root of 3. In some of you, there's a lot of writing on it here. I know this is 23. And hopefully, eventually, as you go through a whole bunch, you won't have to write quite as much stuff down. All right, so let's take a look at number 8. So I'm going to identify my pieces. So here's my 30 degrees. If this is 60, this is 30. So that's my short leg. And the 60 degree, this is my long leg. So the piece that I have is my long leg. So I'm going to use this little formula here, that the long leg, which is 20, equals the short, which is y, times square root of 3. So to find y, we've got to divide by square root of 3. So remember how I just showed you up above with the square root of 2? Same thing happens here. The square root of 3 comes up, and I put a 3 down here, and that's my simplified answer. That's my y. Okay, so that is this part right here. And again, you don't have to write all this down here, but maybe at the beginning you can see that this is this side right here. The hypotenuse is twice the short leg. So 2 times 20 square root of 3 over 3 is 40 square root of 3 over 3. And number 9, let's see, 30, there's my short leg, hypotenuse, and long leg. The number I'm given is the long leg, so I'm going to use this formula with the long. So the long leg equals the short leg square root of 3. To get x by itself, I'm going to divide by square root of 3. Square root of 3 divided by square root of 3, those cancel out. So x equals 9. So my short leg is 9. To find the hypotenuse, y equals short times 2. And that one you can almost always look at the picture and just say, okay, short times 2 is going to give me that one. The short leg and the hypotenuse are usually the easiest ones to go through. You don't even usually need to do any of this extra formula stuff. All right, so we're going to stop there. On the next video, we'll complete this.